Hello and welcome back to the Average Whiskey Drinker channel. Today, as I had my epic bourbon haul, the May version of Russell's 13. Is it any good? Is it going to taste good? Will it compare to store picks I have over here? Stay tuned and find out. Welcome back to the channel. Today, like I said, we're going over the batch 5, May 2023, Russell's 13. Now, I know the MSRP, they've like we've talked about from 2020 all the way up to now, I've kind of like bumped up and went from 80 to 100, 120, and then now 150. I definitely did not get this for 150, more like 220 shipped. So there's times when you just go, is it worth the extra $50 plus 20 for shipping? When you're seeing them all online for $350-ish, yeah, that's a steal for me, especially since I've never even sniffed them here. I know Bruzel and a lot of other people, when they came here for the Pours in the Park this year, were able to do a couple of these. I think 2 or 3 of them. Thumbs up, more power to you. This one was a little bit harder to find. It's again, like I said, this is the batch 5. It's called LL/LE, the June release. I'd have to get my glasses, to be honest, and try and stare down the laser etching on the back. The Mashbill, is 75% corn, 12% or 13% rye, and 12% malted barley. Now, I have this, my mom gave this before she passed away. It was a joke. The reason is my mother's maiden name for my grandmother was Houlihan. So I do this as my little cover because it's big enough. So I put that to the side. Got a little bit into the history. We know that this is their 13. This is like when these releases come out, like people lose their damn minds. Great, it's a 114.8, but people literally like line up for like hours to basically grace one and go, God has given me a beautiful baby, and I shall name it Russell's 13. Praise you. That's how people act with this bottle, which is crazy. I have another one up here, but it's years old. Before I even thought of doing this channel. So with this, we got a little bit in the bottle, got a little bit in history. How's it going to stand up to a over 12-year-old pick I got from my local place? Let's get into the first nose. This has been out, sitting out covered like you saw for about 20-25 minutes. It is viscous and thick. I will not lie. It is clinging to the glass in long, drippy legs. So that's always a good sign. You get definitely citrus. You can see I still have my cold, but that just opened up the nostrils very nicely. Oh, get a toasted orange peel. That zesty note comes through, but like it's been toasted. And a brandy soaked pear. There's a restaurant over in Allen Park where I live. It's called Moro's. And they have this big, huge thing that they break out at the end if you order dessert. It's like literally a $50 dessert, but it's all these brandy soaked pears and cherries, and that's what that nose reminds me of, that liquory before they flambe it in front of you, which is an absolute treat when you're done stuffing your face full of handmade Italian goodness. So if you're ever in Michigan, you're ever downriver where I live and in Allen Park, do yourself a favor and go to Moro's over near Southfield and Allen. You will absolutely be in for a treat. Back to the nose. You get a little bit of creme brulee, some vanilla bean, and dark cocoa. But you get just a slight rye spice. Kind of punches right up there. Okay, gotten in the nose. Let's get in that first taste. Oh, that rye spice and candied orange slices punch through right on the tip of the tongue back. For 114, this is, as you can see, I've let it open up from the Bourbon Hall video to now. Had a couple more sips out of it. So it's been probably a couple weeks. But it's really good. It's really opened up. When I first got it, I was like, oof. I wasn't really a fan. But now it's got down to here. Yeah, I like it. Second taste has more like a baking spice. Hits the mid-palate back. Get a little bit of clove. It's a little more punchy on the second taste. A little bit of oak, but it's not a drying tannic oak. And surprisingly, it doesn't really coat all the mouth all over. It's just kind of right at the tongue. And it's almost like a pop rocky. It just bounces back. Kentucky Hug is right here. Sits, blossoms out. It's nice and warm. Not overpowering. Not punchy. Definitely could tell it's aged. It's got, for me, a little funk on it for like 13 years. 13 years, of course, being the youngest. It could have up to 15, 16, and possibly 17, I doubt. But it definitely has an older bite to it, which I prefer. And one more taste, and I'm going to compare it to the glass I've had sitting out the same amount of time, the Russell's pick, which I'll explain that one. On the third taste, you get a little bit of pepper, and you get subtle notes of like a dark chocolate. Overall, I'm very happy to get this, the June 23 release, or June or May, the LL/LE. It's good. Being 150, am I glad I got it? Yeah. I know there's the place over I talked about, the Oak and Barrel. Just for a 2-ounce pour of this, and this is ridiculous, is $70. 2-ounce pours is basically what the cost of the bottle is. And you can roughly get anywhere between 14 to 15 2-ounce pours out of a 750 ml. So, I mean, do the math. They're sticking it to you. Now we got into this one. I'm going to set this one aside. Set this bottle aside. And I'm going to compare it to my Russell's pick that I got from Johnny in 2020. Yeah, 2021, because my son got me. So I've had 5 bottles of this. This, folks, this bottle right here is 12 years and 1 month. And that is from distilled to dumped. 12 years and 1 month. I've never seen a Russell's pick go longer than 10 months, 2 years. Usually they're between 8 to 10. 12 years and 1 month. That's as close as you're going to get to one of these. So I'm going to have a quick little nose. See that? And this one I think is 110. Yeah, this is proof down to 110. So you definitely get the citrus and the toasted, but it's a little more tamped down. Of course, I've had some out of it. This being my 4th bottle, I have 1 left. But you still get that dark cocoa and rye spice. All right, let's get in for a taste and compare it to this year's 13. See that baking spice, clove, and fig cookie are amped up in this. And a dark red fruit, like a raspberry, a plum. Oh, that's why I always talk about the hookup. I always talk about getting store picks. Oh, his finish is still going. That's the difference between these two. I hate to say that. This has a good finish. It's there, it coasts back and down. This lingers on the tongue. If you can ever find an 11 or 12-year-old store pick, pick it up. This came from, that's why. This came from Warehouse F, floor 6. So this came from good spot. Good spot in Wild Turkey. Well, actually, I'll see. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm going to bring it to the camera. It's right there. His picks, I mean, when I first had this and opened and cracked it, I was just, what? Oh, excuse me. That is, oh my God, that is so good. It's creamy. That finish is still going. The Kentucky Hug is here and it blossoms out. It lets you know it's here. This drink's proofier than this. So, we compared the two. Which one do I prefer? In all honesty, this one. This one's proofier. This one was $75. That's why I bought 5 bottles. Excuse me. Well, I didn't buy 5. I got 4. My son got me one for Christmas as a joke. He put this bottle in a box, kind of like the Russian doll where they pop out. Because he said, hey, what would you do as a joke to wrap somebody's gift? I said, oh, I'd wrap it in 9 different boxes. He goes, okay. So guess who got the 9 different boxes? This guy. Thanks for letting me ramble on again. I am your host, Brian. This is the Average Whiskey Drinker channel. And like I always say, find a bottle, open the bottle, enjoy the bottle. Because good whiskeys, ryes, are always meant to be shared, including these, and support your local stores. Like, Comment below. Have you had store picks that were honestly better sometimes than the 13? Or vice versa? Was the 13 better than the store pick? Let me know. Subscribe, share. I thank all of you. It's growing like a couple a day. I truly appreciate every single one of you. You guys and gals are great. And until next time, I'll talk with you soon. Thanks for watching.